and you said you're coming up on an election there in BC. And your goal, it's like, we got to turn BC blue. Yeah. Because it's been NDP for a while.
The blue wave is coming. And the blue wave is actually, it's turning into a tsunami.
Is it? Okay. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
We're projecting to win a majority. So
projecting. So this is the question I was going to ask. So I know it's one thing I noticed when we were in Ottawa is like Ottawa itself is a big bubble, I've realized, in terms of politics. And sometimes when you're, and I'm guilty of doing this myself when I'm in different situations, when you're kind of working on a project, you're just like, it seems like it's going a specific way, but it's just because you have your blinders on, you're not kind of seeing what's going on the outside. Do you feel like you're saying you got polls coming in, they're saying BC is going blue, they're ditching the orange, and which I don't think I've seen that happen in a long time out there. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Has he been NDP or Liberal for as long as I can remember?
So actually what I will say is that 7 years ago, we had the BC Liberals, who were basically the conservative representation. They were like true Liberals. That was the last time we had maybe a little bit more common sense happening. And then things within the Liberal Party seemed to have shifted, and it was becoming more progressive, I guess you could say. And
something similar has kind of happened here, where there was a lot of back and forth between the NDP and the Liberals, even here in Nova Scotia. Then it went blue, which was really interesting, and they won in a convincing fashion. You're saying that out there, it was something very similar: Liberal NDP, but the Liberals were more of like a kind of center-left party. That then turned into BC United. Like, can you tell me more what happened there?
Yeah, so I think that what they were trying to do was, because they always have been maybe a little bit more center to maybe slightly right. I remember last election, they did all the signs blue, which was interesting. They hadn't rebranded yet, and then they did rebrand to BC United, but the Conservative Party had come in, they had formed, and then they started making traction. And essentially the BC United had to fold because no one cared about them anymore.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So Kevin Falcon, the leader, he, after really fighting and trying to tread water, he realized that he couldn't beat the blue wave.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, I'll be kind of, when does the election take place?
It's on October 19th. So
coming up soon.
People can vote now, which is exciting.